Listen closely, because something is moving around your life in ways you haven't fully understood yet, something that has been watching you with a level of intensity you can feel in your bones. God's chosen one, your life is under surveillance, but heaven has a different plan, and everything happening around you lately has been a message you were meant to hear. You've been sensing it, the soft pressure behind your shoulder, the invisible eyes tracking you when the room is quiet, the strange silence that falls whenever you walk into a space. It's not paranoia. It's not imagination. It's spiritual sensitivity waking up at the exact moment heaven needs you alert. You don't know it yet, but your spirit has been hearing warnings long before your mind could translate them. The air shifts around you when danger comes near. The room feels colder when someone with wrong intentions thinks of you. Even your dreams have changed in ways you can't explain. Waking up suddenly, hearing your name, feeling like someone was standing beside your bed. These weren't accidents. They were signals, divine signals. But here is the truth they don't want you to know. You are not being watched because you are weak. You are being watched because you are chosen, and darkness studies what it fears. There are people who monitor you quietly, who keep an eye on your every move, not because they care, but because your growth unsettles them. Your silence makes them nervous. Your resilience confuses them. Your intuition exposes them. They were counting on you breaking by now, but God kept holding you up in ways they never saw. They don't know your prayers. They don't know your anointing. They don't know the angels that stand guard around you. What they see is the surface. What heaven sees is the assignment. And heaven has been watching the watchers. Every time you felt a sudden heaviness in your chest before making a decision, every moment your spirit whispered, "Don't go." Every sudden pause before responding to someone, that wasn't overthinking. That was divine interception. Heaven kept pulling you away from people who smiled at you with their lips but cursed you with their intentions. You didn't lose anything real. You were removed for protection. You were relocated spiritually, emotionally, socially, shifted out of alignment with eyes that were never meant to witness your rise. What felt like isolation was insulation. What felt like rejection was redirection. What felt like surveillance was spiritual warfare you didn't even know was happening. You think you've been walking alone, but you haven't taken a single step by yourself. Something holy has been walking with you, watching every shadow that tries to follow you. Lately, your senses have grown sharper. You notice things you used to ignore. You feel energy shifts before anyone speaks. You can tell when someone's smile is hiding something. You sense dishonesty the way birds sense storms. This is not new. This is awakening. This is discernment being activated because heaven knows something is approaching your life, something big enough to require advanced warning. And the closer you get to this breakthrough, the more intense the surveillance becomes. There are silent enemies waiting for you to slip, people who pretend not to look, but study you more than they study their own lives. They wonder how you survive things that would have destroyed them. They wonder how your spirit keeps glowing after every hit. They wonder how you keep walking forward even when surrounded by shadows. They don't understand that you aren't powered by human strength. You're powered by calling. Your destiny made you a threat before it made you aware. Your light exposes motives without you saying a single word. People reveal themselves around you without meaning to because your presence disrupts their darkness. They think they're watching you, but really, heaven is watching them. And heaven is preparing something. You can feel it. Something tightening in the atmosphere. Something shifting in the spiritual realm. Something brushing against your awareness. Your dreams have been louder. Your intuition has been stronger. Random signs keep appearing. Numbers, songs, feathers, sudden thoughts, unexpected people crossing your path. Synchronicities you can't explain. Coincidences that feel intentional. Messages that feel like they weren't meant for anyone but you. Heaven is signaling. Stay alert. Pay attention. You're close. And the watchers can feel it too. They sense you slipping out of their reach, outgrowing their expectations, rising beyond their control. That's why the pressure has increased. That's why the atmosphere feels heavier around certain people. That's why your spirit becomes restless in certain places. You're outgrowing the shadows. But something else is happening. Something you didn't expect. Tonight, even as you breathe, something is stirring in the unseen. A presence you haven't felt before. Not dark, not heavy, not threatening, but ancient, strong, protective. It moves like wind behind your ear, like warmth passing over your shoulder. And suddenly, your body stills, your spirit listens, the room changes, the air thickens. It feels like something is standing right behind you, not the watcher, not the enemy, something higher. Your heartbeat slows, your skin tingles. You feel a whisper, not with your ears, but deep inside your soul. A whisper that sounds like it has been echoing for centuries, waiting for you to finally hear it. A whisper that says, "Look again." And you freeze. You turn your head slowly. And right there, right behind you, you see something that will change everything. Your breath catches because what stands before you is not made of flesh or shadow, but of light, soft, pulsing, living light. It feels familiar, like something your soul has always known, but your eyes were never meant to see until now. The presence doesn't speak with a voice, yet you hear everything clearly inside your spirit, every message forming like lightning behind your ribs. It says you were never alone, not for a single moment. It says every tear you shed in silence was witnessed, every betrayal was counted, every danger was intercepted, and every person who watched you with hidden intentions was already exposed in the higher realm long before you ever suspected them. You feel warmth wrap around you, the kind that doesn't touch your skin, but touches something deeper. It steadies you, lifts you, strengthens you. The presence shows you flashes, quick, bright images like memories you didn't know you had. Moments where you felt an urge to leave a place early. Moments where you hesitated before trusting someone. Moments where your heart suddenly felt heavy without explanation. Now you see what you didn't see then. Each moment was heaven pulling you away from harm. You see shadowy figures trying to reach you, but a barrier of light kept blocking them. You see paths you almost stepped onto, but were redirected from. You see nights you cried, thinking you were abandoned, but now you see angels standing beside you the entire time. You're overwhelmed, not with fear, but with recognition. Your soul knew this truth long before your mind caught up. The presence moves closer, and the atmosphere thickens with purpose. You feel something unlocking inside you, something you silenced for years because the world told you it was too much, too intense, too sensitive. But heaven calls it your gift, your weapon, your radar, your protection. And now that you've seen the truth, you can't unsee it. You can't pretend you're ordinary anymore. You can't shrink in rooms where you were meant to shift the atmosphere. You can't apologize for carrying light that reveals people's intentions. The presence whispers, not with sound, but with meaning, telling you that the watchers underestimated the one thing they could never control, your purpose. Suddenly, the presence lifts a hand of light towards your chest, and you feel a surge like fire without pain, like wind without movement, like truth without words. It expands inside you, filling every hidden corner of your being. And then you hear the message that shakes you to your core. Your surveillance ends now. Your elevation begins. The room brightens. The ground beneath you feels different, firmer, as though heaven itself has shifted you into a new level of protection. The watchers who followed you so confidently suddenly feel distant, powerless, irrelevant. Because now you see what they never wanted you to know. You weren't being targeted, you were being trained. The presence begins to fade, but not away, forward, ahead of you, leading a path you didn't even know was blocked. And the final message rises in your spirit like a command etched into your destiny. Walk. We go before you now. Nothing formed against the chosen will stand.